Brooklyn Independent Television.
Why don't you call me Buzz?
Buzz. Let's talk.
Everybody calls me Buzz. When I was a young fella, we used to race at each other's homes. And then in 1965, they commercialized it. And I said, wow, I have to get into this. At the end of the first year, there was 14 places like mine in the borough of Brooklyn. At the end of the second year, in the whole city, there was 45 places. It was a fad. Everybody heard about slot car racing. Everybody wanted to try it. And it started to taper off. But the strong survived. When I first opened this place, I was mechanic because I knew everything about the cars. My wife didn't know anything. She didn't even know how to hold a screwdriver. But I taught her now, and she's even better than me. That's the transmission. And the motors practically last forever. These motors were made in the early days. First, this is my merchandise area. Don't mind the clutter, number one. This is my control panel center. This controls every lane that we have in here. There's 40 lanes. 44 years old. Still working. This is our smallest track in 1/24th scale. It's called the Windsor. And these are made by American Model Car Raceway from Beverly Hills, California. They're no longer in business. I outlasted them on that too. This is the Regal or Royal track. This is called the Blue King. This is famous all over the world. I had a major race. They came from 5 countries and 17 states to compete. And it was on this track. Some of the cars that go on this track are going 80, 90 miles an hour. Sometimes you can't even see them. You have to listen to them because they're wing, 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 right? I'd like to introduce you to one of my races, my regulars. This is Joe Sterniolo.
How do you do?
He's been coming here since he's about 14 or so?
Maybe 17.
17. He has been a member. In fact, he wears his membership card, which is a driver's license. And to become a member, you have to take a test. You have to take a road test. And the road test consists of going around on the black lane 10 laps in 1 minute without falling off. Meet the love of my life here, Dolores. I got her working.
As far as this is concerned, there's always a new generation of kids coming constantly. This is one sport where you come and you race, and then you take the car home and you fix it and you make it work better. You play with the motors, you make the chassis, you paint the body, and then you come and you see the results of what you've done.
I'm on blue. Is that blue? I came here as a child 40 years ago. I'm 52. When I was like 12, I was intimidated because it was crowded. It was a thing to do. Now, 40 years later, I have a son. He's 10 years old. We come here at least once a week, sometimes twice. We stay about an hour. My son has lots of video games. He has dozens of racing games. He digs them. But what I like about this is that, you know, you're putting oil on the car yourself. When the car falls off, everyone cheers. You're with a group of people.
We have kids that come in that never saw or knew what a slot car was. They go around in 15 minutes or a half hour and they're hooked, I would say. I'll tell you a story about one guy. I sold a car to a man. He came on the Blue King track and he was racing, having fun. Oh, he was having a ball. And then he came up to the counter and he says to me, "Do you have a car?" I said, "Yeah, I have one." He says, "Can I see it?" He saw the car and he says to me, "I want the car." I says, "It's not for sale." He says, "Name your price. Whatever it is, I want it." Why? At the time, I said to him, "All right, $500. He bought it right then and there. But he took it around the track twice and smashed it up, that he picked up all the parts. And when he left, he just walked out the door and I never saw him again. And I said to myself, I will never do that again. I will never sell my car. I mean, there's nothing negative about slot car racing. I don't think there's anything that can beat it. I'm sort of like semi-retired. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to stay in as long as I can, so we'll see.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.